Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Talking Timeshares with Timeshare Users Group. Tonight, I'm going to let you in on a little secret and give you a possibly free way to exit your unwanted timeshare. Let's face it folks, you can't throw a rock on the internet without finding someone who tells you how difficult it is to get rid of an unwanted timeshare, and how the only option you have is to use their services, for an upfront fee of course. In fact, a multi-million-dollar industry has sprouted up around this sole purpose of extracting money from owners who find themselves in this difficult situation of trying to get out of an unwanted timeshare. There'll be a separate video on that. You just wait. The topic we're going to discuss tonight is one that is actually used by many, if not all, the existing exit or cancellation companies, and it's something you can do yourself. Now for why you clicked on the link in the first place. The first step you should take when trying to rid yourself of an unwanted timeshare should be to reach out to your resort or developer and request something called a deedback. I realize this sounds extremely simple, and perhaps even too good to be true, but rest assured it is actually a viable way to end your ownership. But Brian, I tried that. They said no. Sadly, that's not an uncommon reaction. We're going to discuss some suggestions here in this video that will help improve your chance of success the next time you try this strategy. Tip 1. Specifically research and seek out the individual or department responsible for handling the deedback process. After all, calling the front desk clerk is not going to result in any success, as they're not responsible for that decision in the first place. A great place to start would be the phone number, email, or contact details on your annual maintenance fee statements. After all, those are the people you're paying. If they're not the people responsible for making decisions regarding your ownership, they can put you in touch with those very people. Many timeshare developers have official programs to surrender your ownership back to them. Marriott, Wyndham, WorldMark, Westgate even, Diamond Resorts, Holiday Inn. These lists are available on TUG, the Responsible Exit website, the resorts' websites themselves. If you can't find them, come over to the TUG forums. We'll point you in the right direction, or shoot me an email directly, and I'll see if I can get you the information you need. Just because you don't see your resort listed, or they don't advertise an official deedback program, doesn't mean you can't surrender your ownership back. It also doesn't matter if you've made multiple efforts in the past to surrender your ownership back, even to one of the major developers. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, so there's no problem with trying to surrender your ownership and requesting a deed back multiple times. Call or email every month. Call or email every week. Doesn't matter how many times they say no, it only takes one yes. It's important to be honest and firm when discussing your situation with the resort, developer, or individual responsible for handling your deed back. After all, just calling or emailing and telling them that you just don't want to own anymore is not likely going to result in much success. However, explaining that medical conditions, age, death in the family, financial situation changing, all viable reasons that you can no longer enjoy your ownership, or in many cases even visit the resort anymore, are valid ways to get your petition to the front of the line, or convince that person that you truly need to surrender your ownership back to the resort because you simply can't use it anymore. It also helps if you explain or inform them that you have made every effort to give your timeshare ownership away, perhaps even on TUG. And if you haven't done that, be sure to come to TUG today. We have a completely free way for you to post your timeshare to give it away to a willing owner. Resorts have to deal with deedbacks on a regular basis, even if they don't have an official deedback program. There's not a single resort in existence that hasn't taken an ownership back due to a death or delinquency, so don't get it in your head that it's simply not possible to surrender your ownership back to the resort. It's simply up to you to convince them that your ownership is one that needs to be surrendered back to them. At the end of the day, this is not the only solution for getting out of an unwanted timeshare, but it is one that we suggest every single owner do first to see if the option actually exists for you. At the cost of a phone call or an email or maybe even a handwritten letter, this is always going to be the cheapest and easiest way to exit your ownership. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Talking Timeshares with Timeshare Users Group. If you like our videos, consider subscribing to the channel so you can be notified when we release a new one each and every week. As always, have a wonderful day and happy timesharing.